Welcome to Know Your Money, where we will explore our relationship with money and how the psychology of it impacts our financial decisions, as everyone thinks about money differently. In our podcast, we'll be presenting a variety of financial topics in an easy-to-understand way, which we hope will assist you with managing your money. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Know Your Money. Craig, Warren, how are you guys today?
Warren, how are you today?
You know, Craig, it's a good day.
It's a really good day today.
I have hot water, I have electricity, it's all working. Today's a good day, my friend.
Smart, eh?
Thanks, man.
How are you, Bron?
I'm very well, thank you.
Cool, man.
Happy to be here. So because this is Youth Month, we thought we'd do a few episodes on things for the youth or things for parents. And the first one we thought to start is, what would you love to know, or what would you have done differently when you were 18 with how you've learned about finances?
Me first.
I thought so, yeah.
I would have learned how to roll that bundle of money down the mountain, as Craig likes to say.
Compound interest.
Yes, man.
100%.
I wish somebody had explained it to me the way you've explained it on this podcast. Because my dad said it to me back in the day, but he didn't explain it. He didn't say, you put away a little bit in 20 years' time, buddy, it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's riding that snowball down the mountain as early as possible. And that's what we should learn at school.
I call it the money ball down the mountain.
The money ball, yes.
Yeah. So, Craig, if there was an 18-year-old sitting in front of you and they got their first salary, how would you explain to them their money ball? What would you say they need to think of or do? Or
I think we go back to our normal principles. What we always say is balance your money, your budget, but definitely start putting away right from the first paycheck. Start your emergency fund, your tax-free savings, and your retirement annuity. Now, retirement annuity sounds so far away, but as you can see me, I'm right near that time, and it comes quickly. But if you had 30 or 40 years of compounding returns in a retirement product, you would be able to retire. And that's where the Australian model works so well. You have to put money away when you start working in Australia. You've got no option. And that's why they do retire, and they retire well. And then you can also pass any excess money to the next generation. So the generational wealth starts to build up, which we don't have in South Africa.
Yeah.
It'll take us a while to build it, but the savings is incredibly important. And don't worry about tomorrow. You must think of the long term. The long game is the important game here. Yeah. And it doesn't matter how little you start, as long as you start.
You know what I would also, just to add to that, Craig, there's this it's obvious now that people live longer than they used to, right? So your retirement is going to be longer than it used to be.
Yep.
So the younger you start, the better, right?
Yeah.
And also remember, like what we've been talking about is we want to help you work towards financial independence. Doesn't have to be 65. It can be any time.
No, exactly.
Yes.
Like if you're an 18-year-old and you know at 30, I don't want to work anymore, go listen to our FIRE episode. You'll know where you need to get to and see what sacrifices you can do to allow yourself to not have to work till a certain age. And I think the biggest advice I would give to an 18-year-old who gets their first salary is think about it. Think about what you want. Sit down and think about the next 5 years. What is it that you want? Is it a house? Is it a car? Do you want to travel? What are your short to medium term goals? And then maybe like 5 to 10 years, like what do you see for yourself? I know that this for an 18-year-old is probably a lot, but do you see yourself one day having a family and those kind of things? Those are those savings buckets that you can start looking at. It doesn't have to be individualized buckets. You know, you can have your emergency fund, like you're saying, but then have different saving envelopes, if you want to call it, like for travel or a house or a car or my future. Just those in-betweens before the retirement stuff. Really think about it and plan it, because I know at 18, all I was thinking about is where we're going out that night and what am I spending my money on.
Party animal.
Yeah.
Love it.
You know, who wants a shot? Do you want a shot? Come, let's go, everybody. I didn't think further than today.
Yeah.
And I think
a lot
it
of
can make
people
such a difference.
Yeah, and I think also if you're able to start to think like that at a younger age and implement it at a younger age, because habits form and bad habits stick.
Correct.
So, there are so many people who got into the habit of living week to week or month to month and continued to do it for a long time before they went, oh, I need to have a retirement.
Yeah.
So, it's if you get into a bad habit, it's it can really, really hit you.
And that's why they're changing the retirement laws around pension and retirement annuities into this two-pot system, which makes sure you don't touch 2/3 of your money, so one day you can retire. Well, you get closer to retirement. As Bron says, you don't have to wait until that 65-year-old age group. You can do it at 45 or 40, or it doesn't matter. If you've got a goal, you can put away for that goal. That's important. I think it's the important thing of saving money for the future. And I think in another podcast, we'll talk about protecting your money and protecting yourself as well. That's very, very important that you've got to take that into consideration. And we have many examples in our practice of people who need that kind of cover.
And also, so my thoughts are also I feel like we're talking a lot about the people that are the spenders kind of thing. I think the people that are savers, you've really got to trust it and relate to what type of saver you are. Are you good at keeping money for emergencies? Are you good at saving towards different goals? Or are you good at saving for retirement? You say you are a saver. We know that. You do save money. You're quite thrifty with it.
But I'm not a good saver for retirement, I'll tell you that much.
And that's the thing. So you've got to put that thought into it, I think, at whatever age you are. Think about those different areas.
Yeah, and take the advice of people who are there, Craig is closer to retirement than I am. He's a financial advisor. He knows a lot about this. He sees it all the time. I have to be willing to take his advice and listen to it and implement it. That's the problem. Most people will go, yeah, you're right. I'm sure you're right, but I'll deal with it tomorrow.
That's right. And you must trust the markets as well. You must put your money in the markets.
Love these markets, eh?
For sure, because they've always beaten everything over hundreds of years. In fact, they've got stats, go back. So you must trust the market. You must have a long-term savings. Part of your saving must be long-term as well. You must
and a little bit Bitcoin, eh? No. Sorry, Craig, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Definitely not Bitcoin. But anyway, yeah.
I'm just playing.
It's getting regulated, so we'll see how
you
that
never know
pans
how
out.
it's going to go. You never know.
Quite a few companies have been asked in the FSCA for regulation and some licensing, so we'll see how that pans out.
But ultimately, trust that the market.
Trust the
grow.
market.
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Awesome stuff. We hope that helped everybody.
All those youngsters out there.
Yeah.
Start early.
Start early.
Agreed.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed this podcast, would like to subscribe, please visit our website www.growthfp.co.za. The information we have provided in this podcast is our personal opinion. For more detailed information, please discuss your financial situation with a financial planner.